Every day, 24 hours a week, we are surrounded by dozens and dozens of bacteria and viruses. Most of the time, these tiny creatures do not have an effect on us. But sometimes, when one does, we have the tendency to take everything out of proportion. Ebola happens to be just one of those. So what exactly is Ebola anyway? It is a virus that can produce severe symptoms such as internal bleeding, gastrointestinal issues, severe fever, along with other symptoms. It depends on the lethality of the strain. Not all strains of the virus are equally as harmful. They all have varying effects. Lethality can range from 0.2% from rodent excrement and can be up to 50 to 90% lethal when contracted from person to person.
Dr. Alexandra Ventelican tells me even an actual Ebola case in New York City would not be cause for panic.
It's not like flu where it can be carried in droplets in the air. Ebola needs direct contact with bodily fluids containing the virus.
It can therefore be most predominant in poorer areas where hygiene is not so widespread. It is by no means as lethal as the media presents it, with pictures of endless suffering and death. A misconception is that this new outbreak of the virus is the worst to date. There have been far worse outbreaks in the past due to less developed treatments, medication, and so on. In the media, we are bombarded with horrifying pictures of Ebola victims constantly. However, the news can hide some very important information from us and can therefore produce a lot of misconceptions. How can we not be scared? Look at all the gore the news shows us.
Or, to put that another way,
another case of Ebola in America.
A new case of Ebola.
A Texas healthcare worker does have Ebola.
Shocking hospital officials. Fears that Ebola could spread.
Now I'm scared again.
The CDC still doesn't know the point of contact.
The big question now is, how did she get it?
How did she get it?
How could she possibly contract Ebola?
Ebola alert. Fast-growing Ebola outbreak.
One of the most feared and deadly diseases on Earth.
Surging out of control.
But don't let all the freaking news scare you. Be skeptical of what you see first. Please keep in mind that Ebola is not airborne and is definitely not as lethal as you think.
In order for a New Yorker to contract this disease from somebody out on the street or in a public place, that infected person would literally have to vomit or have diarrhea so close to you that you touch it and put it into your own mouth.